Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We're AWOL with Miss Simpson, though.
Yeah, she hasn't responded to us either yesterday or today.
Yeah, I called her twice this morning, texted her, told her last Monday and she even told me Friday works because she's off. I'm like, okay, great.
Well,
I, the whole purpose of this was for her to make her pitch to the judge about the money. If she's not that interested in it, why don't we just do the submission at this point? I mean, I don't know what
well,
else to
let's
do.
see. Let's see if she logs on here.
Yeah.
I've sent her the link.
Yeah.
And Barrett, you got everything you need?
I do. I guess I need her signature to the release, but other than that.
Okay.
And, honestly, I think it had a notary page, so I'll revise it to just a declaration so she doesn't have to, fuss with a notary.
Perfect.
But, yeah, otherwise, we're all good, guys.
Ready?
Steve, are you on vacation?
Trying.
Trying?
Our first day. I just had a prove up this morning in Judge Tobolowski's court. And that was an adventure because the mom kind of gave the impression that she wasn't ready to settle. I'm like, what? Like, oh gosh. So yeah, that's been my second one this week where the families are just like, we're not quite sure we want to. I guess, everybody's feeling the pinch money wise.
I was going to say everybody's just tight right now.
Yeah. And so, you can keep telling them, hey, look, this money's not yours. It's not even your sons or your daughters until they turn 18, but they still thinking they could get more or they want it now. And I'm like, okay, let's see what happens.
Where are you guys vacationing?
We're on our way to Colorado Springs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And my wife informed me this morning that it's supposed to snow there Tuesday.
Nice. That's
cool.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
We're right now in the metropolitan area of Dalhart.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You smell those cows?
I smell the cows and I'm counting the silos.
Yep.
Tons of silos out here. Like, wow, there's a silo every 30 feet. Like, yep.
My family.
You get the award for best dressed on vacation.
Well, it was so funny. The one in Tobolowski's this morning, I spoke to them all week and they said, oh yeah, we can do it by phone, do it by phone, do it by phone. And of course, opposing counsels and plaintiffs and defense counsel are like, oh, okay, great, great, great. So we all get online and the coordinator comes back on. She goes, oh no, judge wants to do it by Zoom. So I had this coat and tie on for your hearing because I thought it'd be on Zoom. So I was the only one this morning that actually had a coat and tie on. The rest of them had T-shirts. I thought, oh my gosh, it was funny. And she was laughing about it. She was a good sport about it. She goes, I'm so sorry. It's like, yeah, well.
Did you work it out?
Yeah.
Today.
Hey, Steve,
Yes, ma'am.
I'll let you explain to the judge.
I will. I know
That way,
Mike. I know
I don't
Mike
have to,
really well. So
yeah, I don't have to breach any, yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I'll just let him know where we are, what's going on, and he'll probably tell us, look, y'all probably just need to send it in by submission. And so, I mean,
Yeah.
I
And
like
if
I said,
that,
I mean, this is her one bite at asking him. I'm not going to reset this up for her to just not show up again. It's like, no, if she really was that serious about asking for this, she should have been here today. So, I mean, no offense to your client, Rachel, but it's like, come on.
Well, and my thought is if this goes any further in this same fashion, we might have to substitute next friend.
Yeah, true, true. I've done that once. I've had
Yeah.
that happen once.
I actually have a case right now in Rockwall.
Oh,
And
There's somebody.
Good morning, Judge.
Welcome, counsel. How are you?
Good
Morning,
morning,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
Welcome to the 95th District Court. Is this everyone we expect in DC 20-06691, Rachel Simpson versus Jana Duke?
Your Honor, unfortunately, we are minus Mrs. Simpson this morning. I'm the guardian ad litem for the case, and we had reached out to her to talk about the settlement. We talked about it. She had some concerns about the distribution of the funds not going to the family, and
All
I
right,
discussed that with her at length.
slow down, Mr. Gonzalez. So
Okay,
is this everyone who's going to be here?
minus Mrs. Simpson.
Was
She's not here.
do we
It's
expect her to be
necessary,
here?
right. We probably not at this point, Your Honor. We've tried all morning
All right.
and we tried yesterday to get confirmation of her being here, myself and her
Okay,
counsel,
all right.
and there's been no response. So unfortunately, I apologize to the court. I don't want to waste the court's time, but I was hoping she would show.
All right. I'm going to call DC 20-06691. And it is, well, let's address something I have to address up front anyways. This proceeding is subject to the open courts provisions of the state of Texas, even though it is being conducted remotely. For the record, and we are broadcasting on YouTube in addition, on YouTube, in addition to me being on the bench and the courtroom being open, but the courtroom is open. Public is allowed to observe this proceeding. There are no members of the public present, but I'm telling you that for the record. Secondly, it is currently being broadcast on the court's YouTube channel. If you have an interest, you can go to the Office of Court Administration and find out any court in the state of Texas that happens to be broadcasting live. The list refreshes constantly. So when a court goes live, they jump up to the top as being a court that's broadcasting live. That creates certain issues. Recording of these proceedings and recording includes recording off of the live tube, the live YouTube stream, or copying the file that is the YouTube live stream file is expressly prohibited by the parties and by the public. Unless there's a court order otherwise, I have not issued such an order for this case. I also might take it off YouTube because this is a minor prove up, but since we may not be going through with it anyways today, let's keep it up for now. There is one record and one record only that comes out of the proceedings in the 95th District Court, and that is the record maintained by the court reporter of the 95th District Court, Ms. Rouse. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll proceed. Mr. Gonzalez, you're present, obviously. You've introduced yourself. You're the guardian ad litem. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Thank you for your service. Mr. Solomon, you're to my top left on the screen, so I'll ask you to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Your Honor. Barrett Salmon on behalf of the defendant, Jana Duke.
Very good, Mr. Salmon. And Ms. Montez.
Yes, Your Honor. Rachel Montez, and I represent Rachel Simpson as next friend for CD, a minor.
Very good. And I take it Ms. Simpson is simply just not going to be here today. Is that correct?
Well, Your Honor, we were originally going to be doing this by submission. However, she had an issue she wanted to address specifically with Your Honor regarding the disbursement of the money. And that's the reason we set this up. We have tried to get a hold of her yesterday. We've tried to get a hold of her this morning with unsuccessfully, Your Honor, with no response. She does have the link to log on to this hearing.
Okay. Here's how I want to proceed, because irrespective, I know my predecessors largely who were hearing this as appointment as assigned judge for the last year, decided that the best way to proceed was to do prove ups by submission. I want to hear from the parent.
Okay.
Even if it's not live testimony, I want to hear from the parent, that the parent knows what's going on.
Very good.
And so let's reset this.
Okay.
Now, I was going to tell you, I have one problem. I've got Mr. Gonzalez's order approving his fees, but I don't have a final judgment. And if one has been circulated, it hasn't made it to the judge. It may have made it to the court, but I can't find it. So
Would Your Honor, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, before we redo this, somehow get me the order in advance if you can.
Would Your Honor prefer, some judges prefer emailing the orders directly. I wasn't sure if Your Honor preferred that over e-filing.
Because it's involving a minor, probably, and Mr. Gonzalez, you may not have heard that because your YouTube.
That's okay.
Up for a moment.
Yeah.
Because it involves a minor, I probably would prefer it to be just emailed to Ms. Alonso.
Okay.
And she'll get it to me. Listen, this is a minor prove
I
up.
appreciate it. Okay.
It's a minor prove up. It can be set almost any time. I mean, it's not going to take 10 minutes of my time. So any time that works, I'm willing to hear it. I just want to hear from Ms. Simpson before I sign off on the order. And if she's
Thank you,
got
Your
an
Honor.
objection to the order, I really want to hear from her.
Sure.
Right.
Understand.
All right.
Okay.
Y'all get together and figure out when.
Will do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Have a good
you.
weekend.
Thank
Everybody
you.
have a good long weekend.
You too.
You too. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
You guys. Bye-bye.
Y'all are excused.
Thank you.
Steve? Good to.
Yep.
It's good to see you.